Welcome, welcome, everyone. I'm sure that everybody is still over at Lisa's for just a couple more minutes. Um, so I'm not going to rush here because I know she's over there. And let's see, what might we want here? Hi, Teresa. She's here. I hear. Okay. Um, I was gonna zoom back out a little bit. Okay, why are you not working? There we go. I have to wait for Lisa to come in because I want to show Jasper something. So, hi, Kel. Hi, Andrea. Um, Stroop. I think I figured out my covers, so that will be a good thing that I figured out the covers. She made it. Yes, Kel made it. Yay. Jasper had asked me about, hi, Maria, about our art, making art in the camper. Hi, Janice. And I promised that when everybody got over here, I would. There's Lisa.
Hey.
Hey. Um,
Uh,
when everybody gets over here, I'm going to kind of show these books and
yeah, do that because there's something I've got to deal with. And
okay.
when you come, I'm not going to be gone. I'm just going to mute and go deal with what I need to deal with.
That's fine. I had to stop and stir up dinner and take care of some dinner stuff for Jeff. So go ahead. And
Okay, thanks.
I'm it's gonna be a minute before I do that anyway. So
Okay.
because I promised to show them to Jasper. So I've kind of waiting until she migrates over here.
All righty.
Um
I'll see you in a few minutes.
yeah. We were talking though, guys, if you weren't over in Lisa's stream, we were talking about um doing camp, being in the camper and doing art in the camper. And the first couple of trips we took, I took a ton of stuff. I mean, I took a ton of stuff. um I have narrowed down the stuff I take because we are going so much of the day that a lot of times I don't get a lot of art time in. um Most of the time it doesn't bother me because we're touring some town that yes, these are squash pennies. I collect squash pennies. I've collected squash pennies for years. And I never had anything to do with them, and these books give me a absolute fabulous place to show them off. um but when we're in the camper, and I really wish that Jasper was here, I hope she's coming in. um I'm just going so hard that I don't do a lot of art. So I take stuff like fussy cutting and knitting and things that I can do in a little bit of downtime. Um and I have some supplies, and like I said, I have like a plastic tote now that I take that is specifically, it fits under the bed in the camper, and I probably have another couple of tubs, small like 12 by 12 things that I take with me. Um, but I don't take the multiple tubs of stuff that I took the first couple of trips. Um, I usually just take that one, and I actually have been, when I find them cheaply, I have purchased a few extra things like the this cutter that, it's just a Fiskars cutter. I ran into one at a estate sale for $1, and I bought it because that way I can keep it in the tub and I don't have to hunt um for them every single time I want a tub. I can, just pull it out and be happy with it. So, well, where did she go? We just lost her. Um, uh, but, but I do something every single night. I make a postcard, and I send these postcards to my mom, and she saves them. So she gets and I make a little piece of art. She gets the enjoyment of getting something in the mail. Now, it's really weird. Yeah, she may have needed a pit stop. It's really weird that the way they come, because like 6 weeks, 7 weeks after we left Red Bay, she got a postcard from Red Bay. But she'd gotten all the others while we were there, because we were there like 10 days. Hi, Kathleen. Um, so she gets mail. She gets a little note about what we've done, because I actually, just a minute. I just want to cover this up. I write what we've done that day. So she gets that. This is a little journal note. Okay. Um, I've actually, this is actually like I did a journal, because it tells what we did that day. This apparently was the first. This is our spring trip 2021. Okay, so this is when we went to see Lisa. See, this is an Amarillo postcard. We were in Amarillo with Lisa. That is a piece of eco-dyed paper. Hannah actually gave me this sheet of, hi, Debbie. She gave me this sheet of, it came out of a book with these little pictures on it. And this is probably from some brochure from Amarillo. So each and every day, let me put this so that we can, there we go. I do a different postcard. Now this one is one I bought. So I didn't actually make that postcard that night. That's another one I bought. Sometimes there's not enough time at night. Okay, this one. This is the visitor center brochure. It talks about where it was at, and I drew on here. That's the road we drove on. And so these are not fancy art pieces, but they're usually collage. This is multiple little pieces that I took off of different brochures. Polidoro is a beautiful place. Jeff and I wish we had known more about it. We might camp there sometime. But it's a little far out to visit with Lisa. And while we were visiting Lisa and I did stream together. Okay, this is a piece of a map, a couple of pieces out of the brochure. I use brochures a lot to tell what we did that day. So these are like little collages. They're not fancy art pieces. it's actually collaged. This strip is collaged on. That is too. So is that. This is Mesa Verde, and this is a store-bought card. So is that one. I do. If we're in a national park, I always buy the postcard from the park because it helps to just a minute support the park. So okay, so what did we do this day? We went shopping in Durango. We had we ate at this restaurant called the Grass Burger. We went to the mountaineering place. I bought a pair of socks because I always buy fancy socks when we're on our trip. And telling the story postcard style. Yes, and it's also it's fabulous for it's great for my mom. You know, this is a bead store logo. So we went to a bead store while we were in Durango. Oh, this must have been a Jeep trip. Weekend Warrior is probably a Jeep trip. My husband always says a postcard shot is usually a better overview than he'll ever take a photo of. Well, yes, and that's another reason I buy postcards. This is multiple things. Okay, this is the trail we took out from somewhere. This is National Park lands. Canyons of the Ancients is where we were. This is south of Mesa Verde. That is actually the drawing of a logo that we got in a store. So I did draw this little silly band. Okay, these are Jeep trips that we took. This says right here, and you can't really read it. Let me. It says, oh, let me change the focus. So you can see it. Let me make it focus. See what it says? Heart attack waiting to happen. Do you guess what that is? It's a Jeep trail about as wide as a Jeep. So when I open my door, there's nothing for me to step out on. Jeffrey, this particular trip, we drove a lot of those kinds of trails. It was, just one of those things. So now that's Canyonlands. That's a national park. This is a campground we stayed in. So, if this is okay, this is again Jeep trails we took. That's just campground and some other stuff that we did. So I make some kind of postcard or I buy a postcard and I send it. Oh, this is the day we drove out to Jones Hole Hatchery. It was very, very interesting, but it was a very yeah, they scare me too, Andrea. We had driven them for over a month. This is Fantasy Canyon. This is not going to be there. Probably the next time we're in that general area, it will probably be gone. This sandstone is blowing away very quickly. Anyways, I make or now this one's bought. This one's made, and I cut up different things. This is the road we took. Oh, this is Red Bay and what we did in Red Bay. Okay, I bought a new stencil that day. Actually, I bought a couple of new stencils at Dollar Tree, and Red Bay is a really boring place, and so we didn't do much. So this is, I do something like that. Anyway, so this is a napkin and a drawing I made of the building across the street that you look out through the window. So I do some. This is just a day that we didn't do very much. This is me driving down the road, you know. Um, so then when I get home, I bind them into this book, and I attach all of my little doodads that I've collected. Now, um, we must have gone in a couple of bead stores on this trip. This is a long trip. So, you know, I said Durango, but who knows where else we were, because I picked these little things up in bead stores, little charms, or somewhere along the line I bought a couple of things in, you know, they weren't actually beads. Um, but that's that one. And then this one, this was a really short trip. This was last fall when my shoulder was bad. Is that the trip where I met my new craft store buddy? No, this was the trip I went to see Lisa. This was when I went to see Lisa. Um, and then my trip to, I didn't bring them all because there's a couple out there. Then I had the trip that I went to see Jamie, and then there's the trip that, did I meet Rhonda at on the trip that I went to see Jamie? No, the trip I went to see Jamie, we had to come back early. So then there's another trip where we went and I got to go to Branson and meet meet Rhonda. So I just see myself ending up as a statistic in the National Park Registry. Off motorists who drove off friggin' cliff. Yes, Andrea, that is. I will tell you that the first year we went to Moab, which is a Jeep mecca, you know, for Jeep trails, 2 men died the first day we were there. We saw the mess. They fell 400 and some feet off a cliff. Their Jeep malfunctioned and rolled backwards off this cliff, and they couldn't get out fast enough. Now, they were not that close to the cliff or anything like that, but when the Jeep malfunctioned, that's what happened. People that were on that ride with them in other Jeeps said they heard a loud snap, and they went off this cliff. We were across the river with when all of the emergency vehicles were out there. So this though, this is a small trip. See, compared to this one, just a minute. See, this is a big trip. This is a small trip. This was our trip last fall, and my shoulder was out, so we didn't go as far. And well, they're not actually roads, Kathleen. They're trails, and they're designed specifically for Jeeps to go on. They had apparently these people had stopped to help another Jeep get around a rock or something, and got back in their Jeep, and something snapped, and they went off a cliff. You know, it's all about the adventure of it, and we take a lot of adventure roads. We really enjoy them. This particular picture was painted sitting beside a river that we drove down alongside one day, and we crossed with the Jeep the next day, or next time we went. We went on another trail ride, and we went back because I wanted to just sit at the river and, you know, just sit there, have lunch, whatnot. And the trail.
Did you paint that with ink tints?
Yes, I did. It's painted with ink tints. It was drawn. It was probably drawn with a you know, one of these. Just a minute, I can't remember what they're called at the moment. They're these micro pens, microns. It was drawn with the micron. I take microns in my tub of things, and now I did add this after the fact, after I got home. I had drawn this one that day, and I've drawn another one because the postcard I used for this day is a different postcard. but we were by the river, and I just picked up a leaf and copied it, and I drew it, and then I painted it with my ink tints. And then when I get back to the camper, I put my collage mix, my Mod Podge and glue mixture on them, and Jeep not keep. Okay. Walking adventure for Janice. Anyway, so this is the similar thing. Okay, so this background, okay, this is the day I went shopping with my friend that likes to thrift store shop. And so we went shopping, and I bought an entire roll. It's a huge roll of this wrapping paper, like commercial wrapping paper. So that's the background. And then this is from one of the things. It says, "Did you know your purchases and donations ensure that Adullam House can continue to care?" Because we've shopped at Adullam House. And that's treasures for everyone. This is another day we went all over doing thrift stores. Okay, and this day, guess what this background is? This is I found a package of these index cards. It has this design on it, and then I must have cut that out of something that I got. It had, and then we went thrift store shopping and picking and whatnot. Whatever we did this day must not have been really exciting. Maybe we were just, well, we may have just been resting or doing laundry or, whatever. And so I do carry some other things. Or maybe I bought these, maybe I went to Dollar Tree, who knows. But this was stuff out of my stash for the most part. Okay, this is my river picture that I used for the river day. Nope, this is the picture this is in the campground. We were just sitting in the campground that day, and I drew that picture. So, okay, this is a background of some piece of paper, but this is actual leaves. These leaves are under Mod Podge, and they've been under there for, over a year. Crossing the street is enough of an adventure these days. Okay. That's the brochure stuff. And we're camped right here. That's what it says. We are here. Right there. We camped right there on that circle. Oh, this was a Jeep. Our Jeep club went to this Hawk Pride thing, and that's the trails up at Hawk Pride. This is another leaf, actually, underneath there. We went to Rattlesnake Saloon.
Hi, Debbie. You may have been in here a while, but I just saw your name and hadn't seen it in our stream.
Yeah.
So I'm just now recognizing that I see you. Sorry.
This is another leaf that's underneath there, and we were probably, hiking or doing something. Oh, this is my friend, and this was October 31st. I'll bet you anything that's the date on this one. Yep. My friend in Wetumpka gave me some Halloweeny napkins, and this says something dreadfully wicked, something dreadfully wicked, poison, caution, poison, caution, poison, caution. That's a piece of paper from something, I have no idea. But this is the background piece, the piece of the napkin that you take off. The one you usually throw away. It's had that much ink on it that's what I used. Oh, this is a national preserve. Okay. This is not right where we were sitting when I drew this other thing, but this is the river that we were further down on that I drew this thing. Let's look out mountain. Okay, this is my river picture. I drew this one and this one the same day, and These are all Inktense colors. Needless to say, my drawing skills and my painting is not that great, but you know, I'm happy with it. It tells me what I wanted to know. And those are just brochures and things. Oh, we went to John Campbell School when we were in North Carolina. Brasstown, we went to Brasstown Bald again. We've been to those two places once before. We did this when we were on our honeymoon 39 years ago. So what happens when she asked me about this and doing art in the camper, I take stuff, but very often it doesn't, I don't do big art. I don't do huge things. I also did something that I was going to work on this time. Let me show it to you. I thought I put it in here. Nope, that's not it. I put my things in these tubs so that, yeah, here it is. Before we left on this last trip, I made this. This is, yeah, she didn't make it, so I'm going to have to just tell her to watch the first part of the video after it posts, Barbara, because I want to put this stuff away because she might not be coming either. I used to take art and stuff on trips, but I found I didn't do much, just little things. I tend to collect on trips now, and that's kind of why I've quit taking as much as I used to, because I did find that I just don't do as much as you might think. So I've got it down to like one tub of stuff and a couple of little shoe boxes. Okay, Barbara, that would be good. This is it's a scrappy journal. Okay, so I took out scraps out of my scrap bin, and the idea is that I take those scraps and I do marks on them, just like this. Okay, so I can do this anywhere, and this is something I actually made to work on. It has just a elastic, you know, so it's like a traveler's notebook in the fact that it's elastic. I think I did this in a video. I'm pretty sure I did. And if you want a link to the video, I'll hunt it later. You can email me and I'll hunt it later for you. But I made this thing specifically to I'll play on one of these pieces of paper. Okay, look, it looks like I played on this one a little bit. And then I tuck it in one of these spots right here. Okay. So and then I put my microns in it because that's what I use to make them. And let's see, it goes like this. And it closes up. Oh, these fell out. They need to go in the envelope, in the pocket. Okay. And then I have those little mark made pieces. And I made this journal. And let me show you a couple of pages. Okay, so this is one of the pages that I made with those pieces of paper. And then after the fact, I punched out some little things and I put words on it. And this is another page. And I had just glued these down and then I put words on it. So all of these little pieces of paper were things I made like out of this. And then I put them on the page in. Okay, here's one that's in the process. I must have found a word that I liked so that I got that far. And I maybe I decided this didn't need a focal point because it sort of had focal point. So I'll just glue the pieces out down until I'm happy with the collage, and then I'll find a focal point in words. And I don't think I've worked in this very much. It's like I said, this fall trip, I think I made this last summer to take on our fall trip, or yeah, and we were just too busy. Linda, I almost always take an extra suitcase worth of art supplies, which I seldom open, but when I do want to sit and make art, I'm glad I brought that sketchbook at LOL. Yeah, I just quit taking a bunch of projects because I just well, actually, I have a project out on the UFO table because I, I started it on the trip and never finished it. So um, this is kind of like it's sort of a UFO in some respects because I haven't worked on it. It's one of those things I put in my Sunday um, file. Okay, I had this thing to work on Sundays. So what is Lisa doing now?
Well, I have several UFOs that are fabric oriented, and I threw them
Uh-huh.
all in one batch. One is this fabric journal that I made and did some, I did quite a bit of stuff in here, but then I kind of, quit doing stuff.
Yeah, I gotta disrupt you a minute. Listen,
Okay.
that's all my pressed pennies. Could you hear them?
Yeah.
I love the sound of my pressed pennies on my books. Yeah.
Anyway, and then I've got all these. I think I'm going to take some of these out from the
Mm-hmm.
center of both signatures because it's already fat and I haven't even done half of it. So that's
Oh,
one of the things I wanted to do today is take some of those pages out so I can go ahead and finish that book because it's like huge and I haven't even
yeah.
worked on half
And
the
it's
pages.
it's not gonna function very well with that
No,
many
it's
pages in
not.
it.
And then I have this, which I've got one set of pages done
Uh
to
huh.
put in the book, but I've got all these. This is the one I was kind of working on. I've
Okay.
got, you know, five more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'll end up doing all of these or not. And one reason I didn't bind them into the book was because I wasn't sure if there would
Yeah.
be
How
room for
fat?
all of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's easier to work on them, you
Flat.
know. And
Yep.
so the way these are made is I've got, you know, two levels and I leave them open so I can hide my stuff behind.
Yep.
And then I go back in at the end and stitch around them to shut them.
Yeah. They're gorgeous.
So, and this is the cover, and it just is like this. It rolls up, and I just left this plain because that's
Yeah.
the inside. Um,
I want to say hi, Riri. And guys, if I didn't say
Hi,
hello to you
Riri.
coming in, I'm so glad you're all here. Um, our birthday celebration has been fantastic.
I
So
evidently
what's the?
threw some
That's
stuff on
two
the floor.
projects. There was a third one. Hi, Cindy.
Yeah, there's a third one. There we go. There's that. There's okay. That's what I needed.
Okay.
Except no, I did end up throwing something on the floor. I'll find it later. But
Okay.
um, these I made as page toppers. I don't remember who it was I was following. When I did them, I said who it was, but I don't remember who it
Yeah.
was at this point. But I just got this far on them. And the only one I finished, I've never put on a journal.
Okay. You said page toppers, but you're talking about
I meant
like
journal cover toppers.
journal cover toppers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to go on the front of a journal.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to decide, do I even want to make any more to this point since I've never even used this one, or do I want to use these um, in here
Ah, okay.
as
Mm-hmm.
the beginnings of pages in there? And that's probably what I'll end up doing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that one I think I am going to put on a journal just because um, I have
It
an
would,
idea for a
yeah.
journal that I think this will work good on.
Well, and
Uh,
that would make a really nice journal cover.
yeah,
So,
it would. And then this is a slow stitch journal cover I started on, and this is supposed to be the spine,
mm-hmm.
and then it covers like this.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, I don't know why I always go too big. This is, and I don't really like to work this big. This is 11 inches tall.
Whew. Okay.
So, so I never did finish it because I was thinking maybe I want to do this
Oh, uh-huh.
because I wasn't going to make it a fabric journal. I was just using fabric to make the cover.
Right. Okay, so do me a favor, fold it up like that, and then fold it in half instead of rolling it over like it's going to cover. Fold it.
Fold this up and then do it.
Yeah, and then, okay, fold that up and then fold it like that. And if you had a spine section, instead of, oh, just a minute, let me put my hands back up here. Um, okay, instead of going flap with the overflap like this, if you had an actual book where you had two front and back and then a spine section, it would make it a lot smaller and therefore be maybe more useful. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Well, you mean just put a spine section here instead of here?
Right, right. Oh, yeah, okay, so
Because
you've
this
already,
is spine.
yeah, okay. So that's not really
Um,
going to work.
but it would make it would be a square journal, which I think is kind of cool. But it couldn't have very much inside it and
No,
still be square.
right.
So, but okay, let's put something inside it to make it. Um,
Okay, wait, one second. Fold it in half again. Fold it in half again. Measure it for me.
it's 9 by almost 9, and that's with this folded up inside of it.
Okay, 11 by 14 paper is, just a minute, 8.5, 7. Okay,
I
yeah,
do have
still,
one of those Delusions black square journals. Hmm. Trying to think.
hmm.
Okay, I'm sorry. Hold on, just
It looks good size for a composition book. Yeah, Tanya's trying to do math, and I'm doing way better than last night, but I am still not capable of doing that much math. I was thinking about the size of paper, and I have both legal. I have a lot of legal size paper, but I also have a lot of 11 by 17 paper. Um, but neither one of those is going to fit in there quite right. But she, who said composition book? Janice said composition book, and it might fit a composition book. I think it's a little big for a composition book, even. We'll have to mention the composition because I think she missed that. She saw Barbara's comment, but I think she missed.
okay. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What did I
Um,
miss?
Janice said it might. It looked like it might fit over a composition book,
Like
and
this?
that, yes, like that. It might. I don't know. It might be still too big for that.
Oh, there is. There's my glue lid.
Oh, there's your glue lead. Well,
It just fell off of somewhere. I don't know. Let me look real quick. See if I know I've got a composition book in here where I can test that theory somewhere.
I can find a blank one.
Okay.
And then Barbara said it might
No, I
look
found something else.
good on the Dilution Square journal, which I
Yeah,
don't
that's
have
what.
one of those. You know what else you have that's square?
What?
You have another book that's square unless you got rid of it.
Yeah, this is. It's not quite big enough for this.
Yeah. Um they came from no, they came from Joann's and I bought several of them and I'm sure I sent you one.
Yes, but I think they're about the same size,
Okay.
and it's not quite big enough
For that. Mhm.
for this. That's a great idea, though. But I don't have a composition book handy, so.
Oh,
Um,
I thought Hannah was going to get you one.
oh, were you going to get me a composition book, Hannah?
I said I could, but you said you found something else that would work.
No, I said I found something else that I wanted to try. Also, sorry.
I
may have.
when I found something. You just said found something else.
Yeah,
So did you just need the book, or did you think it?
I just need to look at it and see if it will work for what I'm wanting to do.
It doesn't have to be empty because she's not going to show it to us. She's just going to show us that. Yeah, it's a little big for a composition book, isn't it?
It's a little bit big, but
Uh-huh.
you'd also have to. It's not big enough to fold it or to make pockets.
Right.
I mean, you could make big wide pockets and just let it be big,
Mm-hmm.
but at that point, I think if I was going to do that, go to that much trouble, I would rather bind my own papers into it
Right.
and
Yeah.
composition book,
Right.
make a book to fit. What I think what I'm going to probably do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was looking at it, I was trying to decide, would I really work in a book that big?
Right.
Is it worth using it that way?
Right.
Um, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, I make big books for some reason. I think I'm going to like them, but then I don't like working in them
Right. So
because I like
maybe it.
books, but I don't
So
like
maybe
working.
it's. So maybe it would be best just to set that aside for the moment until you decide what you want to do with it.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to decide, do I even want to continue on with make? Because see, I've still got all these places to fill in.
To fill in. Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Okay. Okay. All right. You do realize that you could cut the sucker in half and make two books out of it.
Yes, I do. And I mean, that's definitely always been on the table since I realized how really huge it is. That
Yeah.
option has always been on the table. But if it's cut in half,
Uh
it's
huh.
really almost too small.
Well, it's a little bit bigger than my half composition book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I wasn't thinking about going this way with it if I cut it in half. I was
Uh
thinking
huh.
about like this.
Like that. Uh huh.
Um
So it's got a lot of options. You just don't know what you want to do with
I
it.
just don't know what I want to do with it. Yeah, and I was just trying to. I had it out here with these others because I'm keeping them all together since they're all fabricy stuff,
Fabric. Uh huh.
and I'm using the same kinds of things to work on them. Um, but that's where that one is, and so um, but this is what I'm going to work on today,
Okay. Well, I want to
and
show
I'm going
you
to take
the
pages out of that other one. So
other one. Okay. I want to show you these so that I can find out if you think that this is going to make the cover. That's one. Let me bring you in just a tiny little bit so you can see them better. Okay, that's one. Okay, I got to get myself out here. This is two. And this is three. What do
I
you think of
love
those?
2 and 3.
You
I'm not
love
as
to.
sure about 1. I love 2 and 3 just the way they are, but I can't figure out what it is about 1 that I don't like as
Okay.
much.
Well, just give me a minute. Then let me set these other two aside so I can, because I'm going to ink around
Yeah.
that little thing before I put it on there. But
And it
okay.
may be
So
that that piece of paper on the front is very white on this one.
okay, and it's actually green.
Oh, is it green? See, it doesn't
Yes.
look green to me. It looks like gray, actually, is what it looks.
Okay. It's a very pale excuse me just one second, kind of dusty green.
Well, you'd think it'd be my favorite then, wouldn't you?
You would think, but it doesn't look real green. Do you suppose
No, it
it's
doesn't look green to me.
one of the way these things are? Maybe if I tried a different one of them. Um,
I like that better.
you like this better?
Yeah.
Okay, because he does have more length there.
Yeah.
Um,
That just somehow that makes the composition better for me. I don't know why. I can't give you a
okay, well,
reason.
that's I totally understand. There's another option is I could put this little square piece on,
And that's cute too.
but I kind of like the Santa Claus, and I
Yeah,
kind of
I think
agree
I
with
do
you.
too.
Well, but not only that, the reds in these two pieces are closer together.
Ah,
See, this one's a lot darker.
yeah.
And maybe these have more the same style. This one's a little different.
Yeah, maybe that's it too.
So I have this guy too. I don't
Oh,
like
he's
him at
cute
all.
too.
He's
But
cute. You
I think
like
he's
this one.
cute, but I don't I wouldn't want him on that journal. But I think he's
Okay.
cute. Like
Yeah.
for a little kid's Christmas tree would be cute.
Mm-hmm. I
Hi
didn't get up till.
Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. So you think this one's okay now?
Yeah, I like it
Okay.
now.
Okay. Well, you think they're finished though that this way.
Yeah.
Th-
You wouldn't want to
the
add too much more. I
no, I
mean,
didn't think
it would be too busy.
right. And that but at the same time when they were playing, there wasn't enough there.
Yeah.
It didn't cut it. So okay, well, I'm going to ink these and glue them down and get that much more done. Yay.
Okay. Well, Hannah's making ghee and she needs me to check it. So I'm gonna go do that real quick.
Okay. So let's see. I gotta ink some stuff here. Debbie likes the Santa. Okay. But this Santa, right, Debbie? Not the other Santa, this Santa. I didn't get up till. Jeffrey had a really bad migraine the other day. He said it started at 4 o'clock in the morning, which is really bad when it starts in the middle of the night. Um, but he got past it. He was a little squinty eyed today. I was afraid he was going to have another one. And I'll tell you what, my dinner smells really good.
Okay.
Okay.
There it is. That's what I lost my cabbage.
Uh oh.
I found it.
Yeah, I had trouble going to sleep last night. I hurt so bad. So
Yes, I do too.
I think if we do this again, we ought to do just one day, just an all day Saturday thing where we just do all day Saturday and call it good. But it would mean that we could get more stuffs done that needs to get done.
As long as you got the heat, honey, it's gonna bubble. You turn it down a little bit, I think. But it's been a long time since I did it.
Maybe I could see the stuff at the bottom.
Well, you will be able to,
Okay, then I won't.
but you do need to turn it down probably a little bit. It smells like pretzels.
Ooh, that
Have
sounds
you ever
good.
made ghee?
No, I have not.
Well, that's what she's doing. I've
Yeah.
only done it once before, so
And she's
definitely not
doing
an
it
expert. But
because is there a specific reason she's making ghee?
well, she's well, for one thing, it's a shelf stable butter, so it's a way that you can,
I was gonna say it's a way to preserve it. Yes,
yeah,
and
it's a way to
and
preserve it, and they're not going to have much refrigerator freezer space. And so she thought if she learned how to make ghee, that would be something she could do when she got butter on sale,
yep,
But
and
also,
that's a very good reason
there's
to learn to do it.
yeah, there's a recipe I think she's wanting to use it in.
It
But before she
okay,
makes much, she wants to try it out and see if she even likes it really, because she
right,
can't remember what it was like.
right, and that's the thing. Uh-huh. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna mute for a second.
That's fine. Sorry, what, Hannah?
It also has a higher smoke point than butter because the protein in the
Yes.
milk solid is what burns.
Yeah.
It has a higher what point?
It has a higher smoke point than butter.
Butter.
So you
Okay.
can cook things in ghee, like sauteing things and not make it into bad fat because it
Okay.
doesn't burn.
Tell her too. My kidlet says that if you mix butter and olive oil together, the combination creates a much higher smoke point, burn point than either one of those things alone, and higher than some of the other things that you use to because you have like peanut oil has a high smoke point. Um,
Well,
he
that's
says
very interesting.
the two we had this long conversation the other night about that, and he said that's why he uses olive oil mixed with butter because I always use just olive oil, but then I don't usually heat anything hot enough to worry about it, but he
Yeah.
does. So um, he says that it makes a uh, much higher smoke point by mixing the two together for some reason. So I will be right back because Jeffrey didn't answer me.
Okay, that's fine. Hannah Tanya said that her son said that if you mix olive oil and butter together to cook with them, they have a lot higher smoke point than either one of them alone.
That's interesting.
So he always cooks with them together if he's sauteing something or whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to figure out the chemistry of why that is, but
Well, Brandon could probably tell you Oops,
I'm sure he could.
the chemistry of it, but I didn't ask him because if he starts telling me that stuff, it takes my brain to another level that doesn't function.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
That's for sure.
I just cut the point to let it settle now.
Oh, artsy nurse. I can't remember who that is. That is.
I think
Oh, she likes to be called Artsy. So hi, Artsy.
the oil would have smoked if I burnt it, so I'm not worried about that. You know. Very, very smoky.
Welcome. Thank you guys all for being here. We're just really glad you're all here.
It went too far, but it may still be usable. It's very dark, very dark. I think you overdid it.
Well, like I said, we're gonna try to get potatoes of it.
Okay, that's fine.
But like I said, we didn't ruin the oil. We smoked.
Well, we don't want the milk solids anyway, so
Yeah.
she cooked a little too much.
Okay.
But we're gonna use it and see if it'll work because the stuff that burns is the milk solids in the bottom.
Yeah.
And she's not wanting to use those anyway.
Okay, now here's the deal with this thing.
Okay.
These are not completely flat because, you know, they had those bumps on the back of them.
Right.
So I'm going to use tacky glue because it's thicker to stick things down, and I need to do the Jamie weight things down method. So
Barbara has a question. She wants to know when we're going to go back to our regular schedule of streaming, which I assume is you on Sunday, me on Monday, and both of us on Thursday.
right, and I intend to stream tomorrow, Barbara, but probably only for a very short time. I'm just going to stream long enough to do my little journal page before I take myself off the stream so that I can get some other stuff done, because I really got to do some stuff out in the greenhouse. So at 1:30 tomorrow, I will stream for a little bit, and then I plan on streaming Thursday with Lisa.
Yeah, and I'm planning to stream Monday. So I guess this week we're going back to our normal schedule. As much as can be predicted in advance.
Right, because you never know. Tomorrow I might have a mom emergency or something.
Yeah.
And is it my channel Thursday, Lisa?
I don't know. Yes.
Okay.
How's that?
Okay. Lisa says it's my channel on Thursday. So that's the answer to that question. All right. So here's the deal. I don't want to stick those down with this book on it. So I'm going to stick them down and weight it like this with some weight. This is just one of these things. And then I'll have to stick them down and weight it for those things, because these are skinnier than those.
Yeah, I was going to say the wooden things are thicker. At least it looks like they would be.
Yeah, they are. And so I think I'm going to take this off of here because I think it will lay on the table better if it's not on there. So,
Artsy Nurse, welcome. I'm trying to remember if I'm supposed to know your name. I think we just Artsy.
She likes to be called Artsy because that's what I've got on my paper.
All right. Yay, I'm glad I remembered correctly.
Okay, so I need my waiters, which is, you know, my glue bottles. Oh, I bet you that wax bottle would be really, that wax can is really heavy. So it will work really good. Okay, we'll use the wax can and not the glue bottle. Oh, I have such a mess on this table. It's going to take me a week to clean it up. Okay. I need a second waiter. What do you mean? You don't think this is enough? Jamie, dear. Hi, Barbara. Hand waving. Okay. I'm waiting for Jamie to answer me that she doesn't think this is enough. What? Sorry, you said I needed a second waiter. So I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about, because, you know. Got a recipe online. It took a while to find a real one. Hey, I posted on IG. February. If you want it, use the 1/16 teaspoon smug of tea. Teaspoon of stevia. Ooh, a teaspoon of stevia is a lot. Yes, so you can weight down both figures and, oh, well, yeah, I'd have to have room on my table to do that, Jamie. You do have to understand that there's not room on this table, right? You do understand that there's not room on this table. Lisa, honey, do you see Cindy's request? Oh, Lisa's muted, so.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. I was just saying, yes, Cindy, I'll be glad to pray about that. Would you like me to pray about it right now while we're all here together? So we can all.
I think that would be nice.
Okay, let's just do that. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you so much that we can bring to you all the worries that are on our minds, our hearts, and our souls. And we thank you for Cindy, and we know how much she loves you and how much she counts on you. And we know that we can come before you with hearts full of gratitude and full of the knowledge that you know what's best for her. And Lord, I pray that you will help her, that you will help her heart change towards her landlord, that you will help her to empty her mind and her heart of the negative emotions and the anger and all of the ugly things that she's feeling right now. Lord, we know those feelings are natural because she's hurt and she's feeling hurt as well as angry and upset. And we just pray, Lord, that you will lift her heart up and give her peace and calmness when she deals with her landlord, that she will no longer have this resentment and anger towards her landlord. Lord, we thank you that we can come to you with these kinds of things. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Oh, let me put an addendum. Lord, we also pray that you will just make this situation better, not just in Cindy's heart, but in the landlord's heart, Lord, that you will do work there, and that that her situation in this place that she's renting will be better, and not just her own attitude, but the attitude of the landlord as well. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's going to work real well. Okay, so we'll just put this, we'll just do it in 2 steps, Jamie, because, I just don't have room on my table to do more than 2. Okay, then let's see. Is one of these pieces of paper dry yet? No, they're not dry yet. So they're these pieces of paper that I grungied up, they're not dry yet. I'm going to either have to get out my little fan or something else down the road. We'll have to see. Oh,
That's what I forgot.
What?
I will buy more tomorrow. I bet I'm going to get tomorrow.
That's fine. Bye, Debbie. Thanks for coming.
bye, Debbie. We're really glad everybody's been here. We just
Yes. I made my little spots just barely not even, and so now I can't get this to cover them both up
oh.
unless I crooked it.
Well, you do, and you won't like it if you crooked it.
Yeah. Of course, it'll probably end up
Because
crooked
Lisa
anyway.
doesn't like things. Guys, you have to understand. I know for a fact Lisa can't stand things crookedy.
I don't like things crookedy, but I can't also manage to not get them that way. It's a burden I must bear.
and I can handle things a little bit crookedy, but I can't stand them when they get too crookedy now. Okay. Oh, this piece needs it.
Okay. Somehow, in all this mess of stuff, I do not have any embroidery floss to sew things down with.
Really?
I know. It's
We know you don't have to clean it, Sarah.
Okay.
How about a little piece of yarn or something?
Yeah. Oh, I do have. Let me see what I can find. If it'll
If it'll, go.
embroidery flosses, you can have it in a bunch of colors and
Oh yeah, I mean I've got boxes of embroidery floss, because I'm sure I've got my own and I've got Mom's and.
Okay, I do have these little bits left off from
There
when
you
I was
go.
spinning yarn. So,
Those'll work. Okay, so this
think I'll
is
use
like
that
right
one.
about there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Two lined up with that line, so we just put it over a little bit. Okay.
Barbara, when I did this, I just tacked these down, but I didn't do it in a way that where they can all be covered up. So I'm gonna like halfway cover up each one, and then it'll be okay. But that's what I was upset about. That's what I was not happy with myself over. I wanted the fabric to, be loose, but I didn't want it, to come off. So
Could you give me a little dinner, just a small, Yeah, just a very small bowl.
well, one way I could fix it is to when I'm gluing this thing, tying this thing on. Tie it around those because that's where that little piece is. I don't know.
I couldn't get it to spin work, so here it is. Ties. Oh, were you trying to send a link, Riri? Here's the deal. If you were trying to put a link in chat, you can't put a link in chat unless you have a wrench. Unless you're a moderator, it just won't let you put a link in. It's one of those YouTube things. Okay, this chair is starting to hurt my behindy. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Honey, that book cover looks great. Thanks, Kathleen. I'm liking how they look. I think I'm going to leave that under the weight though for a while because tacky glue does not dry as fast as other things. So I think we'll put it back under the weight and
Oh, she was trying to post it in Instagram.
Okay.
But Instagram's not her friend either.
Yes, well.
Hannah says Instagram ain't nobody's friend.
I kind of agree with Hannah. Oops. Thank you, T Fairy. That's plenty for right now. If I want more, I'll come get it.
You're welcome, Riri. We're
Okay.
glad you're here.
And you're going to do a movie. That's fine. Make sure you turn that crock pot off, hon. Okay. Look, I got dinners.
Ooh, yum. So what is
Yeah.
it?
Um, black beans and rice with a really spicy local sausage called Thompson sausage. The rice mixture is called jambalaya. I buy a packaged mixture for this particular meal. It comes in a box, and it's called jambalaya, and it's spicy, and it tells you to put in the meat if you want. But we like black beans, so I pour bunches of black beans in there, and then this Thompson sausage is like a Cajun sausage.
Yeah.
So it's a hard sausage. So, but and it's spicy too. So needless
So
to
is
say,
it
my
kind of
nut
like a salami or something like that?
it's smaller. It's only about this big, and it's hard and spicy. So it's not as yeah, it's probably as hard as a salami, um, but it's a small sausage about this big around. And if I really want, if I'm feeding it to us that I want leftovers, I
Uh-huh.
put 3 cans of black beans in it, but tonight I only put 2 cans.
All right.
Because I didn't
What
want
I
quite so many leftovers.
what I couldn't really tell was the black beans. It almost looked. I've seen things like that had kale in them,
Oh,
and after they were cooked, the kale is really dark, and so
yeah,
that's I
no,
didn't know.
like andouille sausage. Yes, it's kind of like that. It's a little different than that, but anyways, I'm gonna make Lisa big while I eat. Um, and this sausage is local, and I used to actually buy it and take it back with us in dry ice to South Dakota because you can't buy it anywhere but here. And if I make red beans and rice, where I just make the red beans and put the sausage in it, um, I don't put the rice mixture together with it. I just make red beans and the sausage, and then we put it over rice, and it makes the best red beans and rice.
Okay, you said how much I like things straight. Look at this.
Well, that's all right.
It is not all right.
Okay.
How could I stitch something that? Oh, I know how. Because I was
Because
doing
you,
it from this side.
uh-huh.
I was going, how could I have done that? Because originally, evidently, this was the outside and this was the inside.
I do
And it
have a
may be
sweetie pie
important.
husband, Cindy. Now I put the rice and the beans and everything in the pot, and then I took the sausage out because I keep it frozen. And I asked Jeff to put the sausage, cut up the sausage and put it in. He had to bring me samples of the cut up sausage so I could tell him the right size. Because this sausage is hot. If you get too big of a bite of it, you can't hardly eat it.
Well, then that was wise of him to.
Mm-hmm. Kathleen, this is a jambalaya rice mix too. It comes in a little tiny box. They actually make a family size one, but I don't need the family size one with the black beans in it. But I take this sausage to my son too. Now that we can take it in the RV, I put several packages of it in the camper and take it to Brandon.
Oh, yeah. You just want to go backwards. You don't want to go up. Backwards.
You know that edging on that whatever that's a what is it a placemat or a plate or a
It's a
tablecloth?
placemat. Yeah.
That edging would make pretty edging on the sides of a book to stick out like you're pieces you were doing yesterday.
Yes, it would. Very good idea.
Riri said, out comes the crock pot. Well, this was in the crock pot. It's a fat, you don't have to put it in the crock pot, but I always do. Even in the camper, I put it in the crock pot.
I would think, yeah, the camper is a good time to use a crock pot because you're out all day doing stuff and
Oh,
come
I
home to a
never
good
use, I
dinner.
never leave it on in the camper.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see why, but I hadn't thought about it.
Mm-hmm. If we're not going to be around, I don't leave it on. But this meal, I put it in the crock pot a couple hours ago, but you can make this meal in 45 minutes to an hour. It will cook up.
Everybody wants the bacon, but not.
Yes, Kathleen, this is a quick, easy meal. It doesn't take that long to fix it.
Mama?
Yeah.
If I fixed it in a pan, I could fix it even faster.
What, bacon?
Okay, you can have the counter trash.
Yeah,
She's making bacon at the same time. Yum.
Now get off. You know you're not supposed to be up there.
But it does make my nose run.
Where are scissors?
What are you going to do about the crookedy stitching?
I'm going to ignore it.
Okay. If it really bothers you, cover it up with a piece of lace.
Well, it's going to be stitched in to the book.
There you go.
You know, that will be the part that's hidden
Yep.
when I
Okay.
stitch it into the book, so I'm not going to worry about it. That's what I decided.
Oh, Kathleen, in a frying pan with a tight lid, yeah, I can see why that would work.
Because your beans are already cooked, right?
Yeah, and for this one, I use canned beans.
Yeah.
Now, I cook a lot of dry beans, like even black beans and kidney beans and all that kind of stuff. I use dry ones a lot, but not for this.
I knew you did, and that's why I asked,
Mhm.
just to be sure I was right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we go through enough black beans that I buy cases at Sam's. Of course, I think a case only has like 8 cans in it, but we like black beans in chili even. You know, sometimes I make black bean chili.
Yeah. I saw a recipe just the other day for black bean chili, and I'd never thought about putting black beans in chili before. You know, it's funny how you just default to, you know, the first way you learned how to do something until you try a different way and find out it's better. But
Mm-hmm.
but I always, of course, the only kind of beans my mother ever made from dry, you know, cooked, other than was pinto beans. So she used those for everything.
Mm-hmm. I don't use as many pinto beans as I use kidney beans and black beans, but I always add a can of black beans in her chili. Jeff likes kidney beans and he likes black beans, but he doesn't always like them together. So I don't usually put them together. But Jeff's brother puts kidney beans, but he puts carrots in his chili. Always.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. And you know how carrots can have that tiny bit of sweet taste?
Yeah.
It totally changes the chili. His chili is delicious.
I made chili with the only tomatoes I had were some that were it had basil.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
In it, and it made it sweeter. I was like, that's interesting, because that was the only thing I changed, was using those
Pre-basil tomatoes.
The pre-basil tomatoes, yeah.
Jamie says carrots are yucky. Y'all are making me want to do something artsy, and you're making me hungry. Okay, well, here's the deal. I'm going to go take my bowl back and fill up my tea bottle because it's almost empty. And I'll be right back.
All righty.
So, oh, that's perfect. Oh, I don't want any more. I'm good, but I needed tea. So I brought my bowl.
Carrots cut the acidity of tomatoes, so perfect for chili or spaghetti sauce. Well, when the kids were little, I made my own pizza sauce, and I put carrots and what else was it I put in that I ground up. I mean, like in the food processor, so small that they wouldn't know they were in there, just to give them some veggies. Now Hannah's sitting here listening to me, but it was smart, and you ate it just like it was good. Not that you got a ton, because you don't put that much on pizza, but anyway, I was trying to get some veggies in you.
I have it on good authority that the only thing that can make my chicken soup better would be carrots, so I will probably be trying that.
Well, carrots do, they do add something. Perfect for the Instapot. Carrots. Kel likes carrots in her lasagna. I make I haven't made lasagna in a long time, but the last, I'd say 5 times I made it with sliced zucchini for the noodles, and it was very yummy.
I was going to say sliced zucchini for noodles sounds really yummy. Yeah.
It is yummy, but it's a lot more work than just throwing some noodles on
Oh
there.
yeah. Yeah.
And I figured out though that if I cut it in rounds, it's a lot easier to portion the lasagna out, because unless you overcook it, the noodles are still have a little bit of crunch to them, which is, I mean, the zucchini does, which is what I like. But it's not as easy to just cut it with like a serving spoon or something, So I just started slicing it in rounds, and then, because it was even if it's a small zucchini, if you just put them next to each other all over it, it's easier to cut between that. Kathleen says, I've always made my chili with the same canned crushed tomatoes I make my Italian sauce with, and those crushed tomatoes have basil in them. Well, there you go.
This is the box mix that I used.
Oh, Zatarans. Okay, I've seen those. I've never
now,
made it.
Now, they have different kinds of mix.
Yeah.
And the jambalaya one is the spicy one, and it's really good. It says on the box.
Oh, good night, Maria. Thank you for being here. Yes, go to bed.
Yes.
Go to bed.
Good night, hon. It says to add a pound.
No, where she is, it's 2 a.m.
All kinds of different, it suggests all kinds of different meats, of course, including shrimp. And then how to cook. And then it doesn't talk about beans, but I always put the black beans in it. We just really like it with the beans in it. And beans and rice mixed together make a more complete protein than beans by themselves or rice by itself. So that's one of the reasons why I put beans in it. It makes it more protein and less carb.
Yeah, that's
the same mix you use. Yep. And you can buy it in a family size box, but this little box with a couple cans of black beans in it makes quite a bit. We will have multiple meals out of this that we fixed tonight.
Zatarans is a good start, Janice says.
Yeah.
Most of those, Well, it's kind of like cooking. Rice is a starting point. Beans are a starting point most of the time.
Yeah.
Although I eat beans by themselves, but I doctor them up good.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, I can't reach that drawer. Oh, oh, oh,
I
oh.
got sparrow hair on all my yarn pieces.
Has sparrow hair on everything.
That's true. We have sparrow hair on everything. Okay. No, go back.
Okay, my fan has decided to be dead again. There we go. My bill papers don't seem to want to get dry, so I'm gonna have to fan them here. There.
What did you put in your red beans and rice, Janice?
Well, like I said, I make small red beans, which are sometimes hard to find, dry, and water, and I cook them all day, and then I put that Thompson sausage in there, and yummy.
Well, I just found out
Beans and
recently
rice and
what I've been
cornbread.
calling red beans all my life aren't red beans. Pinto beans, I've always called them red beans all my life, but they're evidently not red beans.
No,
pinto
they're
beans.
not. Kidney beans are kind of red, but the beans I use are actually smaller they're more like the size of a black bean. Don't remember, it was one of those let's wing it times. Oh, well, I will tell you that sausage, I don't put any spices or anything in when I make red beans, and with that sausage, I cook the beans until the beans are soft, and then I put that sausage in and I cook it for a good half an hour longer, and it flavors the beans so well that it's just so yummy.
Show you
Oh,
something. Look at
okay.
this.
Oh.
Yeah. Please.
Okay, wait a minute. We're Lisa's gone to using one of those old people needles. Did you notice
That's right. I found it at the thrift store and I was like, this is awesome for yarn that you can't get to go through your. It's awesome.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not seen them in the big size like that. I have some little ones, but I
Yeah, I
don't
have
like
some
them.
little ones too. These are made by Clover. It says
Okay.
darning needles with latch hook eye.
Okay. Well, I like that. That looks pretty cool. I haven't liked the little ones because
3160 is the number, if that matters. But
cool. The little ones. The eye is so much bigger than the needle. That's why I don't like them.
yeah.
Because when I'm trying to stitch with a thin thread,
Ooh, one problem.
what?
These are very dull.
Oh, so it's more like a
It says
needle point.
darning needle, but I
Huh.
guess you're only allowed to darn things with a loose weave.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's
Kathleen says she
not,
makes.
the end is
I don't.
popped off. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't
like
have an
very dull.
Instapot, but I have a weird kind of fancy Ninja crock pot. So okay, yeah, that looks good there. So let's glue it down.
Okay.
That's the only thing people darn these days. That's why it's so cool.
Well, do you want them?
No.
Okay. I could still
Cincinnati
use them
chili.
to do crochet and stuff, but
Cincinnati chili has cinnamon in it. Now that's interesting.
I can see cinnamon in it. That'd be good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this will work or not, but it's the only other needle I have right here handy. So. If it'll go through the fabric, will be good. No, it won't. Okay. I will have to use this needle, which means I need a needle threader. Okay. I'm finally going to get to sew this, I think.
You think?
I
She
think.
thinks.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Not near the stove.
She thinks. I've
I
forgotten. Didn't put the lid back on my glue. So let's see if it works. Oh, good, it does.
You've used it often enough today that it,
Well, it was
hadn't
just
been
this
sitting there
last
for 3 hours. Yeah.
just this minute ago. It was when it happened.
Yeah.
So.
Nice, you're cute. Oh, you got my glasses. Fellow. Why do you have to be cute and gross?
Janice was going to say that needle might be too big to go through your buttonholes.
Yeah, this one's not. This one would have been. But it wouldn't even go through the fabric because it's not very sharp either, so.
Okay. Okay, let's take this one off the thing. Well, no, let's not do that yet because we need to glue these two things on. Okay. I think that did that one. It looks pretty good. So now we got to position these.
I need pliers. That's ridiculous.
Okay. And sort of understand unsweetened might be interesting. I like cinnamon things. Also seen cocoa powder in Mexican cooking. Okay. I like cinnamon in
Oh.
some different kinds of cooking.
Do you know what that is?
What?
You have to use less ghee than you would butter because it doesn't cook down. Because it already has. Which makes perfect sense, but I didn't think about it.
Well, you'll think about it next time.
Yeah.
Hannah just learned something very important.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Eat as much ghee as you do when you're cooking with butter because it doesn't have to cook down. It's already cooked down.
Yeah, it doesn't have to melt. Yep. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to go on. What was I going to say? I forgot. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, well.
Sorry.
That's just,
I interrupted your
Okay,
thought.
Kel's heading out. Bye-bye. What'd you say?
Hi, Kel.
I can't remember what we were talking about. Oh, well. Doesn't really matter. I guess. My brain being dead?
No, you can use it in the bowl sparrow. It doesn't have to be on the floor.
My brain's kind of dead, too.
Yeah. But you're right. We need a few more days like this so that we can finish up some of these projects that we've started and
Yeah.
well, and I want to do things that I don't get time to do. Like, well, we were talking about doing the tissue paper. What do I want to say? The tissue paper, stamped tissue paper.
Yeah.
Right. I want to do that, but I don't have time to just do that. I just don't.
Exactly. I want to use my Big Shot and cut out a bunch of stuff.
Yes.
But I don't have time to do that either. So I want that to be one of our things.
Yeah. Good night, Andrea.
Bye-bye.
Okay, this one's dry enough. I can make my little envelope. So I'm going to make my little envelope. I think I need to. That might not work.
What might not work?
Well, these have to go in the envelope, and that's going to make it way too fat.
Oh,
Well, I could probably tie it up with some string.
the envelope?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the closure's not going to work in there. So let's see what we've got in our thread boxes to see what will work. Do we have something that will be cool and work? Now we have that red yarn. Oh, I like this white yarn with the silvery stuff on it better. But that may not be the best choice.
Okay, this is not going to work. Don't choose a yarn with it softly spun with some artistic add-ins to try to sew your page together.
Okay, I won't choose that.
Okay. Because it don't work.
Okay. Okay, I don't like this near as much as a couple of these that are in here. So we'll put this one back in its little thing. Oh dear, let's see. Oh, that's so far down there. Okay, there's.
Yes, Kathleen, it's going to be a book. I'll show you just a minute.
Okay, I found it. I got some baker's twine that's been, I don't know, coffee or tea or something died.
Okay. This is the problem with using hand spun yarn that's just a one ply.
Yeah. It's all tied up in a knot.
Well, it's not tied up, but it wants to curl back on itself because it hasn't been plied.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is a page. This page actually goes like this. This is the cover of the book. And so these will go inside like this. And it will be a little book. This is all I've done on that one. This is the first one I did. Thank you, sweetie. Well, that's fine unless you don't want all of that. So I did this one. This is the first one I did. And it actually goes like this so that those hang down nicely. See, and the butterflies going up this way. So that's the way it really goes. And I will sew each of these in after I get them, done. And I'll just sew them, into here. Right there. And then I'll close this and sew the next one here and so forth. Until I get as many in there as I want. I've got like 7, let's see, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. I probably won't use all of them because I think it'll get too fat before I get there. So it's going to be a fat, happy little book. Yes, it is. So I like this one with the bumblebee.
Oh yeah, that's cute. Sherry asked, is it a just because book?
Yes. It is a Just Because book.
Just because.
Yeah. And I think I changed it. So this is actually the outside. Because this needs to be with these things hanging down.
Yeah.
So this is the front cover. This is the inside cover. Anyway.
Oh. Yeah, we're getting there. We have an hour and a half. Where is our counter? Nobody's counted down for us this time.
Nope. I guess they figured we are big enough we can count for ourselves.
For ourselves, huh? Is that what it is? Okay.
That's usually Mina's job, and she's not here, so.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to work beautifully, I think. Okay, yep. I think Mindy did it
Maybe it was Mindy. It was one of them M girls.
One of those M girls. Yeah.
I don't know. I hope they're both okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mindy or Mina in a while.
I haven't either. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's what I'm trying to do. Never mind.
Okay. As long as it's what you were trying to do.
I was like, oh, no, I'm sewing them together. Oh, no, that's what I'm trying to do. Good grief, Lisa.
Uh-oh, Barbara remembered an UFO. My black and white Just Because book is still in need of pages. Oh, dear.
Okay.
Yep. Well, we've got a black and white book. Did you ever finish yours?
Nope.
Okay.
I got how far we got with it, and I didn't like it, so I never did finish it. I've still got all the stuff together.
Yeah, I didn't particularly like mine either. So I need to either repurpose it or decide what I'm going to do but I didn't get it out because I had so many other things on the table. I knew I didn't need it.
Me too, because I don't really have any desire to finish it. And I feel, every time I say that about a book, I feel a little bit guilty, but.
Oh, yeah. Well, I feel kind of guilty too, but at the same time, yeah, I just didn't like where it was headed or anything. So maybe, I don't know. I have to look at it again and see if there's anything I can do to it. Okay, so there's my little envelope that has my little dates in it.
Oh, very cute.
That came out, that's going to work. Okay, where's this one? Is this one going to be? Yeah, that one's going to be dry. I had to dry them with the fan. They didn't want to get dry. Okay.
I really don't know what it is, Barbara, about it. I don't know that I could, I've tried to think of a way to explain it, what it is I don't like about it, but I don't know. Now
and
I might go back and feel different, but I wasn't enjoying doing it.
And I didn't like mine either. I really didn't. It was just one of those things it felt forced. It felt
exactly.
It was hard. It was hard to make it work. It was a project we both had been sort of excited about.
Yeah, we thought we wanted to do it.
Yeah, and then it just, it just was not making either one of us happy. So we kind of abandoned it, and I'm glad we did because I wouldn't have been happy finishing it.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't abandon it all the way to the trash can, but I might.
No, I haven't. Mine hasn't been put in the trash can yet, but that doesn't mean it won't get put in the trash can. But
right.
because you could always paint over it and do something with the card.
Right.
So there's always that.
Okay, Barbara says that's so odd that you both had problems with the project you were working on.
Yeah.
Next Thursday, might you be willing to pull them out and talk about it?
If I can find it, okay. I will, if I can find it, because I'm not exactly sure where it's at. Because when I got out my UFOs, I didn't run into it, so I may have shoved it somewhere else. But if I can find it, Barbara, I'll pull mine out.
Yeah, I know where mine is, so.
Okay. Kathleen, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we can adapt parts and pieces of it or something to make it something we want to do. It's just whether or not that, or that sometimes, when you have a feeling like that about something, you can't make that feeling go away. So that will be a question about it, because most of the time when we do a project, I might not get it finished, but it's one of those things, oh, I really want to finish it. But that one was just, and we both were struggling, and I think we talked about the fact that we just needed to give it up.
Yeah, we finally admitted to each other that we were not really enjoying that.
Yeah. Cindy, did you see Jamie's? It's unfinished objects is what it is. UFO, unfinished object, is what it was. Jamie tried to explain it for you, and I think Sherry did too. So. Projects that we've left half done. But Barbara, if I can find it, I'll have it out for Thursday. Okay, that's 2.
In the weaving world, we call them whips.
You call them what?
Whips. WIPS. Works in progress.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I went to the Weaving Guild meeting and I said something about UFOs and everybody just looked at me.
Because, we didn't use the proper terminology.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I said, what's, unfinished objects? They were like, oh, yeah. Yeah. You mean whips? Yeah. I live in 2 worlds. They have a different vocabulary.
Yeah.
Okay. There's my little spinning wheel.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't know why I decided to attach it there, but I did. I guess because that's hand spun yarn that I sewed things in with.
Sewed it on with? Okay.
Knitters use both terms?
Both terms, okay. Well, I am trying to finish up unfinished objects. I finished a rug I had started in South Dakota how many years ago? So maybe 10 years old. That project was. I took apart an Afghan that was probably a 20-year-old project, because I knew I would never finish it because it was going to be too small. It was a kit, and I got some other yarn to go with it, but that was the same yarn, but it was not going to get finished. And my mom knits hats for cancer patients, and well, she doesn't knit them. She uses one of those little circle things. But I knew that the yarn doubled would make a really nice hat. So the parts I had already finished, I took apart, and the rest I rolled into balls, because it was a type of skein that I knew Mom had trouble with. So I spent an evening rolling that all into balls, and took that yarn to Mom so that she can use it.
Do you need a ball winder, Tanya? I have 2.
I actually have one, but that would have required hooking it to the side of the table and using it.
Yep.
And I was sitting watching videos, so it was much easier to just wind it up by hand.
Okay.
In all honesty, but thank you very much. I am not real fond of my ball winder, but I don't use one often enough to
Yeah.
Okay, there is the front cover that's all glued on. It came out real well. So that's one.
Very
Okay,
nice.
so that means one of 3 books will be finished when I put this little envelope in. So yay! Okay, there. Okay, and where am I going to put the envelope? Oh, I think right there. That will be a good spot for it.
Barbara says, "What am I saying? I'm a quilter and I have my share of UFOs." She's thinking,
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yes. I have some of those too. I have some quilts that are, I have all the blocks made. I have a quilt my dad quilted. All I have to do is put the binding on. Yeah. Yep. So a work in progress is something that got put aside. You intend to finish. UFO is something you're not going to finish because you're not happy with it. Oh, so all of these things we've done today are WOPs, not UFO.
WIP.
Oh, WIPs. Okay.
Work in progress.
Yes, you told me it was a whip, and I just kind of brain deaded that thought. Oh, I can't believe I'm this close to finishing these and I can put all this mess up. Yes. But it's gonna take me a week to put all this stuff away.
Yeah. Of course,
I also have quilt blocks. This is beginning to fail. Okay. Feel like confusion. Feel like confusion. Feel like confusion. Back. When I taught sewing classes, we did a couple of quilt block trades, and I have a couple of quilts that I have all the blocks for that were from those. So that would be nice to finish those up. And I have a couple of quilts that I just strip quilts and things that that are 90% done. And now I'm not going to quilt them. I am going to find somebody who can quilt them by machine, because that's just I just don't have it in me to hand quilt anymore. I used to do that with when we were in Alabama. I belonged to a group, and we quilted on one of the group members' quilts every month, and we would finish a quilt for somebody each month. and which that was kind of nice. Okay.
Okay, that'll barely go through.
I've packed ideas away without finishing them. Yeah, me too. There's Chanel. How do you spell that rug? That there's a stitchery mandala and there's a pattern for a labyrinth. There's probably half a dozen little patterns for flowers to embroider. Feels like confession. Oh, it's kind of confession. I donated the rug making supplies about 10 years ago. The rug I just finished was 2 or 3 of my 100% cotton turtlenecks cut into strips and then crocheted into a rug. That's what I just finished up. But it was so close to being done. That was one of those things that I just finished it. So, right. I just think I better leave that alone before I mess it up. All right, so, what can we do while those dry? I need to finish waxing these. Yep. Okay, this is confession time, and I'll explain what happened. We were talking when I first started the stream at 5 o'clock about my postcard books. Well, this postcard book is from last spring's trip, so 2023 in the spring. And I made a boo-boo in the fact that because I've done this in the past and sent out postcards with them, but I used photo paper. This is just 4x6 photo paper. You can buy it cheap at the thrift store, and it works great to make postcards on. Okay, but that's postcards you just send out one at a time on. It sticks to my stuff, to my Mod Podge. It's the surface of the photo paper that does it. I really like to use the photo paper. It makes a nice postcard, but I won't be using it again. Because it's just ornery. So I am having to wax them. Only an hour to go, but here's one of my Inktense drawings. This is where we stayed in Iowa. Okay, first off, I'll show you this one. This is the spot we stayed in Iowa. We have friends south of Des Moines. This is Milo, and this is the corner, really and truly, right there is where we stayed. And we stay on our friend's property. We backed up to this barn. This is the road right out here. And their fifth wheel sits across the street on the other part of their property. Janice, I'm waxing them. The wax works perfectly, and I don't think cornstarch is going to keep them dry, not here. So I started waxing them. I'm going to have to just wax most of them. Here's a drawing I did when we were in Alabama in my friend's backyard. This is a little playhouse. It's down the hill. It's not great, but it's okay. Oh, this is our campsite in Red Bay. And I don't know what I used for color because this is not my Inktense stuff. I may have been using some watercolor pencils I had for something different because this is watercolor paper. So that may have been, I may have been playing with the watercolors. I did more drawing on this spring trip just because, oh, this was we had to turn around and go back and have our motorhome fixed in the spring. And this is the Opoo day because we found out we had to turn around and go back. Oh, this is in Indiana. No, actually, this side is Indiana. That side's Iowa. It was a Corps of Engineers park we stayed in for 3 or 4 days, and it was right on the river. It's really pretty. I'm guessing this is Red Bay. Yep. Yeah, this is when we're getting their camper fixed. This is the new kind of camper that we want. It looks like a semi truck in front. Looks like a camper in the back. But we're not going to buy a Tiffin. We don't particularly like it. They're just not quite right. So, oh, this is a day when we must not have done much. Oh, this is a driving day. We drove all day. So, after a storm, but the sun came out. Looks like there's more drawings in here. Okay, what's this one? Okay, this was in Arkansas. We were staying by the lake. And this is a day we spent by the river in Arkansas. So see, I got to draw more on that trip than I sometimes do. You just never know. But anyways, I'm going to wax these. So I think I'm going to work on that while these are drying. And I'll just work on that in between. Kathleen, I know what you mean. I had an Afghan underway for years. Granny squares, 4 inches, sewing them together. So I went totally random colors. Didn't like it at all. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Thanks,
Well,
Jenny.
that is one Afghan I can promise you I will never make. It's a granny square Afghan. I do not want to have to put all those squares together.
I don't mind crocheting them together, but I have found I don't like the openness of a granny square Afghan.
I don't either. I think they're pretty if you're not going to use them.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
But that's the problem. I want to be able to use it.
Me too.
And to me, that it's open. It doesn't keep me warm. Lets my toes stick out. Things like that. So, okay. So the other day I was using this makeup sponge to do this.
Yeah.
And it's so itty bitty little that I went to the store. Oh, shoot. Quit falling over, you dumb thing. And I bought myself at Dollar Tree a big old makeup sponge.
There you go.
Because I figured it would be a whole lot easier doing this if I had more to hold on to and more to rub with. So.
Oh, shoot.
What?
I started sewing that together through both fabrics. And the point of having these double pages is so that I can hide the work inside.
Sorry, Jamie, I missed your question. No, I already had this when I learned about Daddy Vans. And I think I was watching Dee Dee over this, and this was what was suggested at that time. I'm sure Daddy Vans might be nicer, but I have this huge container, so this is what I'm using. Black smashing, of course, means black sashing. Okay. Now this one says natural color, I haven't found that it left a color on any of the pages that I have used it on. I don't use it very much anymore because the glue Mod Podge half and half thing means that it doesn't seem to stick. I mean, it doesn't. Things don't stick together like this. If it hadn't been for the what do you call this paper? The photo paper. I don't think I'd have a problem. I haven't in the past had any problem with my postcards. If they stick, they don't cause an issue. They're just, a little sticky, not super sticky like this is. Yeah, I'll have it forever. Okay, Daddy Vance smells nice. Well, that's very likely true. And this isn't bad. It's just not, it's not amazing to smell it. I was very pleased with the ones I think it was last Sunday or so that I did. They didn't stick together and they were, working pretty good. So made several of them, but just lost interest and stopped working on them. I liked working the color combinations. Now I use paint. Yeah.
I'm just lazy. I don't want to add in this color and take out that color, and I just want to crochet.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And that's why I'm making the I've seen a lot of really cute granny square type cardigans. But I'm not making one because I know myself and I'll get fed up with
putting them together.
Yeah.
The one of the guys in the bank the other day had on a granny square cardigan. I was,
one of the guys working there or a patron?
Yeah, no, one of the tellers. It was, you could tell it was store bought because it had a knitted ribbing around the collar and down the front around the plackets. So I knew for sure that. Okay, what day was this? Talk about happy things. Okay, maybe we got to leave Red Bay, Alabama.
Oh, this one may have tinier holes. Yep. Okay, we're not going to use this one. I went through what I thought was the smallest holes, but evidently it was not.
Granny square Afghans are back. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I know the
I see patterns for them all. Of course, once you start looking for something, the internet shows you that everywhere, like it's suddenly the biggest thing on earth, but but when I started looking for crochet cardigan patterns, I started seeing, a lot of
them.
Yeah. Especially the granny square ones.
Okay, let's see if this is glued on enough that I can glue the next step on. I think so. Yep. No, maybe not. Maybe it needs to be held down a little differently right there. There we go. Uh-oh, move over there. I lose interest and my hands hurt. Jamie says that crocheting makes her hands hurt. It doesn't bother my hands unless I'm trying to crochet something really heavy or hard or tight or something. But then I use my hands a lot for tiny things with beads, so that might help. I don't know.
It does.
Back
when I worked for the orthodontist, I had very strong hands.
Yeah.
And I didn't do a lot of heavy anything with them. I just used them all the time doing this,
Yeah. Well, I have to spin mandrels like this, just like this is actually pretty big for a mandrel, and I have to spin it.
Yeah.
Constantly, and I have to spin it in both hands depending upon exactly what I'm doing. So, my hands get a lot of use. No, the sweaters. So I know, guys, that the waxing postcards is not always that exciting, but it's something I got to get done. I have 2 books that have not gotten finished, so it's one of those things that's on my works in progress. The whips, it's on my whips since
since we don't want to use UFOs anymore, now we found out those are the ones you're supposed to not want to do anything with.
Right. But quite frankly, if I don't want to do anything with it, I don't have it anymore. I'm getting rid of it.
For that black and white book.
Yeah, except for that black and white book. But see, I haven't decided that I'm totally finished with it.
Yeah, that it's a total waste.
That it's a total waste. Yeah. Maybe I could do something like make covers or something, or paint over them. Something. But
well, I almost had enough thread, but not quite enough thread to do this last one. So
you made some beauties, Jen. Lizzie showed them a while back, and thank you. Oh, I've been making crocheting hats mostly. Mom uses one of those circle pegs, the plastic pegs, circles with the pegs on it, because she cannot crochet or knit because she can't hold the tools to do either one of those things well enough anymore to do those things. But when I bought her that circle thing, she managed to make it work, and because of that, she can do that. Last time I sent hats, I think last time I took hats, I think I took 50 some hats. To the cancer center at the hospital. So and when I found out she could use 2 strands and she could still handle it, because that was a concern, whether or not she could handle 2 strands of yarn. That's why I decided I could take her that thinner yarn, and then she can use it. And because there were multiple colors, she can mix and match it and have lots of colors too. Yeah, it's a knitting loom. That's right. That's what it's called. This is, they're looms. That's what they call them. And I know she's got a good sized tote bag full of them again. She said she could get a few more in. That's why I didn't bring it home, because I knew in the last couple of weeks I was not going to have time to run to the cancer center. And I just left them with her so she could put a few more in it. Okay. Mm. Lisa, lick your finger. That's what Jamie says.
Lick my finger.
Lizzie uses one too. Yeah.
Why do I need to lick my finger?
I don't know. Something's probably to do with your thread. Oh, this is the day. Oh, when I was in the spring. In the spring,
It
when
makes
Jeffrey
it
took
just
me.
stick enough the thread rolls instead of popping out. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. In the spring when we went to Omaha, Jeffrey took me to Dick Blick. That's always one of the things we do when we're in Omaha, because Brandon's at work during the day. Susan fell asleep. They didn't have anything I wanted hardly at all. The only thing I bought was a package of this tissue paper that has these bugs on it.
Oh, that's cute.
Ain't it fun?
Yeah.
It was kind of pricey for tissue paper, but I had to have it. But it was really wild that I went in Dick Blick and basically came out empty-handed. Oh. You know, if I get enough of these done, I might be able to bind it.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm. I won't get it bound today because it's already 7:14.
Yeah, so even if you started right now, you wouldn't really have time.
No, because I still have more than half of them to get waxed.
Well, even if you started right now binding it, you wouldn't have time to finish binding it because it takes a while.
Oh no. Yeah.
Thanks, Barbara. I'm gonna have to run to the little girl's room. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. We will let her do that, won't we, guys? Because, you know, the puddle she would make, I would be having to clean up, and it's a long drive. I like your little page of buttons on lace. Yeah, it is pretty, isn't it? That lace has also got to be really dainty because look how tiny. I mean, that book is only like this, so it's really tiny. This is the weirdest picture. This is a tree that's laid down and the bottom of the trunk is upside down. It just came out really weird. I should have left that part out. But you know, once you put it in, it's in. Did you just slide that, Tanya? No, you didn't. It's okay. Jamie, if you have Daddy Vans, is it clear? Or is it a tan color too when it's in the can? Because this stuff is kind of a tan color in the can, and it says it's natural. And beeswax has a color. Natural beeswax has a color, but I'm wondering, because I don't have, you know, the Daddy Vans is. See, this postcard, this photo paper really stuck bad. It's really unfortunate. It is clearish, not tan. I would look, but I'd have to think about where it is. Don't worry about it, Jamie. I just wondered. I mean, because I'm certainly not going to get any. I don't use this often enough to warrant buying something different. U.S. Army of Engineers, Little Rock District. This is a core park we stayed at, apparently. Oh, I remember when we stayed there. Okay, I remember where this was. This is where the storm hit us. We were camps right here in this campsite, right? And there were campers all in here, and there were campers all up in here, and all down around by the lake. And in the middle of the night, power went out. It was a pretty bad storm, and power went out. And I asked Jeffrey if he felt like he needed to get up and go deal with it, and he said nope, he wasn't going to get wet, wasn't going out in that storm. Okay, we got up the next morning, and all of the campers that had been around us had just bugged out. They left in their vehicles because they were mostly trailers and stuff like that, not big RVs like ours. Apparently the storm just did them all in, and they just abandoned it. The campground. The guy next to us had a limb on his trailer about like this, so he was not going to be a happy camper when he got back. We didn't have any damage, and of course our refrigerator keeps going and all of that stuff. Jeffrey's CPAP kept running. The power went out, but Jeffrey's CPAP kept running, and because it all runs off the batteries. So, but it was kind of interesting to get up the next morning and be the only ones in the park. Feel better?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Tanya.
Well, they all gave you permission. Barbara said absolutely. And Catherine said she would allow it.
I'm glad I had permission because I went ahead and went, even though I didn't know I had permission.
Okay, let's put this one on its little thing so that we can finish up the next one. Yep. Okay, where's this one? Parts and pieces. Here's this one's parts and pieces. Oh, let's put it back together, right?
Take a knife and tuck under there and cut off the seal. Or you could bang it on the cabinet on one corner and. I don't think that's enough. But...
Well, I thought that pickle jars help them open for some reason.
It does, but that wasn't hard enough, I don't think.
Is she trying to open a jar?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, that one's all done now too. So
That one.
All right,
happy
good.
with that.
It was good. I'm a little frustrated. So easy.
So now I need to do this.
It's always frustrating when someone else does it easier than you. Okay.
Okay. Come here. Where are you? Oh, you know what I did? Here I am doing all this other stuff, and I forgot I was gonna make some little charms to put on the ring to, make some little jewelry. And I have this little kit of angels that I was going to put on there. Oh, so then that means they aren't done.
Open
I
like
thought they
that,
were going to
and
be
then
done.
in the morning put the lid on it.
I was
Okay, sorry.
calling them finished, and they're not going to be finished.
Okay, I missed why they're not finished.
Because I have these little, just a minute, let me find them. I have these little angel charms. I was going to make little angel charms and tie them to the thing to call them, to, because I need
You don't think you can do that in the next 30 minutes?
My fingers are now covered with wax, so I'm not going to try.
Oh, that makes sense.
But it won't take much to finish that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So because I could. They won't take me very long, but I also have to dig out tools and stuff like that to do them, I think. I'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I think the little books deserve some journal jewelry. So I'll have to, yeah. So I might have to make more than one piece of journal jewelry, but that's all right. I don't mind. If I had thought about it, I would have done them, done it instead of waxing these things, but
yeah,
I already got wax all over me, so I'm not going to fuss with it. Because I can see that being frustrating. Little tiny beads stuck into my fingers. Feels like I need to get some more Aleenes.
Oh, I'll be right back. Just a second.
Okay. I use a church key and lightly lift the edge of the lid a couple of places, and that releases pressure when then you open it. Yeah, and I hit mine on the concrete. I have to step out the back door to do it because I can't hit it on the tile. But I hit mine on the rug that's on top of the concrete out back, and that will usually pop the pressure on it. But a church key probably makes it less dangerous of breaking a jar. You know what I keep in my drawer for a lot? It really works real well. You know the thing that they tie your arm off with, that giant rubber band when you're getting blood drawn?
Yeah.
You can wrap that around a lid real easily, and it is great for
I bet that's true. A regular fat rubber band on the lid, if it fits snug, will work. I just totally forgot about that. We have one of those rubber gripper things, but it was a small lid, and we just couldn't get, neither one of us could get a good enough grip on it, even with that thing to.
Yeah. And the thing about the tourniquet band thing is that it's what do I want to say? You can wrap it around 2 or 3 times. I have a pointy bottle opener, not a church key. I have a church key on my my crank can opener has a church key on the bottom of it.
We have one of those. We could have used that. I didn't think about it.
Uh-huh.
Just to pop the seal.
Yeah, that's what Jamie was saying, was popping this, that she does to pop the seal.
Yeah.
This thing works really well. Just FYI, if you need to put wax on something, this is working really well because I can squeeze it like that and it's got a big flat surface. So, stretchy, yep. Rubber bands help, yep. Stretchy. Uh-huh. So, okay, we have lots of people going to leaving, so I am going to do my last little giveaway. Just a minute, and I will put this up and get out what I'm going to give away. Let's see here. I have that one. And this one. Okay, so I'm going to do another giveaway, and I'm going to do another one of these birthday embossing folders. And I have a second prize of another one of these little bitty notebooks.
Oh, that's cute.
Isn't that one fun? And honestly, these were out of my scrap bin for the most part. You know, stuff in the scraps. So that's what I'm going to give away this time. But since there's only 18 of us, we'll use between 1 and 50. So let me get start written down here. START. Go. Oh, what happened?
I don't know.
Oh dear. Okay. They did some okay, I have lost chat. Are you still there?
Yeah, we're all still here.
Okay, just a minute. I have to figure out what's going on, guys. Just a minute. Comments. There we go. Okay, somehow or another it was doing something wrong. START. Okay. My bottle opener has a LOL, Jan. Okay. Hi, Jan. Oh, stretchy. Yep. Okay, son. Lost all the little tools in the kitchen years ago. Okay, so Sharon's chosen 23. So choose a number between 1 and 50. Oh, I got to go speak to my husband for a second. While you guys choose your number between 1 and 50. Did you get my package? Okay, well, it's either here or it's out in your mailbox. Could you stop the movie long enough to get it?
Okay, Lisa.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay. All right. How are we doing on everybody getting numbers? Okay, only 3 people got numbers. Anybody? Come on, y'all. There are 8. Yep. 50. Between 1 and 50, Susan, can you choose a number under 50? Lurkers, put in a number. Yep. Put in a number, even if you're lurking. I don't care. Hi, Patty. Okay, Susan, you chose the same number as Janice. Poor Susan's going to have another number. Janice had, I see other Susan.
What time did they say?
10:30. Right?
I asked, never mind. I asked what time they wanted me to be over there.
Oh. I thought you said.
There we go. Susan's got a number now.
No, I said
All right.
10:05.
Anybody
But
else?
anyway, it doesn't matter. Church starts at 10:30, so I definitely need to be there before that.
I told them that you were going in your car.
Okay.
Okay, Linda, that's fine. I understand.
I made a
Okay.
here. It has nothing to do with you.
Does anybody else want to choose a number?
I got it crooked.
You got it crooked? Oh no. Linda, put a number in, because if you win the second prize, you might win second place, and I will send you the little notebook instead of the embossing folder. How about that? So put a number in. Oh, Linda won. Okay, you won the notepad, Linda, not the embossing folder. So how about that? See, put a number in. There she did. She put a number in.
I'm just going to embrace the
crooked
owl,
okay.
I guess.
All right. Yes.
There's mail in the box, but nothing else. Nothing on the front porch.
Crap.
I hope it didn't get stolen off the front porch.
When did it get delivered?
Excuse me, guys. Well, give me just a minute, and I'm gonna.
That's fine. Go ahead. Okay. Here is my crooked owl. I don't know what happened. Somewhere it got twisted when I was sewing it in, and it's all crookedy. But I'm just going to embrace it. More time for lurky turkey numbers. There you go. I thought I might want to hang something from that. So I didn't hook it up by that. You like him? He's taking off for landing. There we go. I can't believe I got that far with it without realizing that, see, yeah, it looks like I did it on purpose.
No.
He has character. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna do my thing. My package supposedly got delivered about half an hour ago, and it's not there, so I don't know what I have to do now.
Was it an Amazon package?
Yep.
Okay. Say some places they have their drivers take a picture of it, you know.
Well, and usually they do that, but they didn't on this one. So, okay, the number was 13. So who came closest? Yeah, I'll have to report it missing. So, okay, who came closest without going over?
Got 13.
What?
Jamie's number is 13.
Jamie's number is 13. Okay. So
Can't
Jamie,
get closer than that.
no, does Jamie want a second embossing folder, or would she like the little notepad? I think she'd probably like the little notepad.
I don't know. Ask her. She's right there.
Yeah, I'm asking her. Yeah.
She says, I have the folder, though, so I guess that means she would rather have the notepad.
Okay, so Jamie's going to get the notepad. Okay, so who had the second closest number?
Let's see. Susan Hottie Popo had 2.
Had 2.
And I don't-
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So Susie, Hottie Popo, my email address is in the description box down below. Please email me your address, and I will send you the embossing folder. How about that? Yay!
Sounds good.
Uh-huh. He looks fine. And hi, Patty. What?
Okay.
Yay, Popo. Okay, guys. Okay. Yeah, I'll report it missing as soon as I get off of here. This is what I needed. I really wanted my new toothbrush. And Jeff says the light out front's working, and he didn't notice any the light come on, and it would have definitely come on in the last half an hour. So
Yeah.
Post office is a little hard on things sometimes.
Well, and sometimes I've had things sent just taken to a completely wrong address.
Well, a lot of times
not even like North Polk or something, but just totally wrong.
Our mail ends up over on Beeland quite often, 140 Beeland instead of Camden.
Yeah.
And the other day she brought us some, and we get her mail quite a bit too. For some unknown reason, they can't read the what do you call that? The
address.
Address. They can't read the street. So.
Well, we used to get that it was one street over. And we would get their stuff.
Yeah. So.
That's pretty. I think I want that in there. But I got to figure out some kind of fluffy, fibery thing to go underneath it because it needs a fiber thing.
Fluffy, fibery thing. Okay, a fluffy, fibery thing to go underneath it. All right.
Yeah.
And I know it seems silly to want my new toothbrush so badly, but I really do. My 12-year-old toothbrush decided to die. At least it was at least 12 years old, I'm sure.
Well, when you've got one that's not working good anymore, it's not silly to when you go to the trouble to order a toothbrush.
Yeah. Yeah. Order toothbrush.
Yeah.
Now, I have plenty of regular brush your teeth toothbrushes, but my fancy little battery operated one, and the reason that I have a battery operated toothbrush is because the head is the size of my baby finger, and it fits in my mouth in places that the other kind don't fit. So I use little kid toothbrushes when I don't have that one, like in the camper and stuff. I use little kid toothbrushes.
Yeah.
I like this one better. I just do. And the other day, I was in the kitchen and I heard this very strange noise. And I thought, what in the world is that? And I went investigating. And it was my toothbrush running at full speed all by its lonesome.
Is that a sign you're not using it enough? Does it have things that needs
Yeah,
to run
yeah.
on its own?
Well, and I couldn't turn it off. You know, the button to turn it off was done. It was just done. So face orange frowning teefy. Face uh-huh. An orange face frowning, then it says teefy, and it has teefy showing, I guess. Yep.
I guess so. That's weird.
Well, I
Is
think
that
she was trying to make a emoji. I'm thinking. Oh,
okay?
or is this what you're talking about? I think she was making emoji rather than my pile of poopy.
Yeah, I think probably. We're gonna think positively.
But I'm sad because I thought I was going to get to use my new toothbrush tonight. But it was really funny to this noise, this really ridiculous noise coming, and it had fallen in the sink, of course, because you know when it turned itself on, you can't
Yeah.
see them on StreamYard. Oh, only in YouTube. Ah, hand purple blue piece. Okay. StreamYard describes the emoji that we see. Ah, thank you guys. We didn't know that. So that was an emoji. Um, it had fallen in the sink and it was running in the sink. And I tried to turn it off. Wouldn't turn off. So I went out and gave it to Jeffrey. And I said, "Can you make this thing turn off?" And we had to pull the batteries out of it. The switch in it was just bad. But like I said, the thing is really old, and I think the new one cost me $14. You know, it's not like it was an expensive one.
Jamie said her spelling was better than math.
And see, mine's the other way around. My math is usually better than spelling. Even my ear is not bothering me as much as it did yesterday. I guess the
good.
second day we figured we were going to be so wore out that we it would be worse, but it wasn't. So of course we are kind of a little slap happy talking about toothbrushes, I guess.
I wasn't going to mention that.
Okay. You weren't, huh?
No.
Okay.
I was just going to pretend like we weren't.
Okay. Okay, guys. I did say I was going to stream tomorrow at 1:30, like on my normal time, but probably only for a very short time. Okay. I'm probably going to come on and do my little journal page and call it done. So just partly I want to go ahead and stream tomorrow to get back into the routine of streaming. Oh, when we were talking about what I used to make my postcards, we had shopped at several quilt stores. This is called the Little Red Hen. It's right there. This is Illinois, and this is Iowa. Is that right? Yeah. And we had gone into Iowa to go to the Little Red Hen, and I got this fabric with bugs on it, and then I got some Tim Holtz fabric with numbers on it, and I cut some pieces out and put them on my postcard. Oh, here's an actual picture, Barbara. See this?
That's the one you're wanting?
Well, this is a Tiffin version of the one we want.
Oh, okay. What brand are you wanting to get?
It's called a Renegade. We want a Verona from Renegade.
Yeah.
And the reason being is the truck from Renegade is bigger, stronger. The whole undercarriage and truck is stronger. Tiffin makes a prettier house, a nicer house, but Renegade is using a better truck. So that's and
And
since
Darren
the
and I
reason
were watching videos and dreaming about stuff like that. That was the one he wanted.
the Renegades, mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yep. And we went to the Renegade factory in the spring, and we were very impressed. Um, it's still a small company. They don't build a ton of them. Hope you don't balance your checkbooks. Spelling better than math. There you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. So that's what it kind of looks like. Sort of. And we did change our mind about which model we wanted in the last few months, just because the bunkhouse model has more storage space, and since we stayed gone quite a long time, and since I'm going to go ahead and get a washer and dryer this time. See, I had them not put the washer and dryer in the one we have, um, because I didn't think we wanted it, but I think we're
Yeah.
going to. I think we're going to get it because, there are down days when we do have the opportunity to use the washer and dryer, and it would save money at the because I paid $6 to wash a load of clothes in Omaha.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, it was ridiculous. But every time we've been to Omaha, it seems like it's gotten worse. So, um, oh, look at this cute cancellations. Oh, you can't see it.
I can sort of see it, but I can't tell for sure what it is. A bird?
Yeah. No. Come on.
Oh.
Isn't he cute? It's
He
so
is
cute.
cute.
And what does it say? Protect endangered species. Huh. Lisa, have you been watching Becca? She has been using beads and such to slow stitch a butterfly.
No, I have not. That sounds interesting though.
Yeah. Jamie,
I haven't been honestly able to watch too much of anybody lately, it seems like.
yeah, it seems like I get a few things watched and then I'm done. Um, our first tiffin was a bunkhouse that we took out to put my beat studio in. And with this bunkhouse, probably we won't take the bunks out. We will probably put in like some we're talking about putting in a bar to make more closet space, but the other option is like some of those plastic drawers and plastic tubs, just to extend our storage space, because the Renegades do not have as much cabinetry and stuff as the Tiffins do. So they're a little they have a little less storage space.
I thought I'd done
What
it
happened?
upside down.
What?
I did it upside down. I was like, not only did I make him crooked, I put him upside down, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Oh goodness gracious.
The
Maybe this is why I put this aside.
I think it's just that you've been on here for almost 12 hours.
That's true.
That
is probably
and
a
you've
lot
been
of it.
making your brain work for the last 12 hours. So I think
Yeah, my
that's
brain's not used to having to work that hard.
yeah. Um the other thing is, Jamie, for resale value, the bunks, leaving the bunks alone, might be better for resale value than to take them out. But yeah, we probably will get somebody. We have a cabinet guy that we know. We'll probably get somebody to put some sort of door in. It freaked her out. Uh-oh. Looks like kind of a red panda, but it looks a bit like a sloth too, so it's hard to tell. Yo, it's not cheap to go to the laundromat. No, it is not cheap to go to the laundromat. Oh, 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes. I think we're down to 7 more minutes. Okay. I'm going to do this one. Oh, look, we must have gotten ice cream. Cookie jar place. The cookie jar place. Must have been ice cream now because I can't imagine we went to get cookies. We do every once in a while treat ourselves to ice cream when we're on a trip. Okay, let's see here. Let's put the lid on this. Can you squash in there? Yeah, you can squash in there. You too. Just, I need to pound that back on, but for now that will do. Put you over there. Put you up there. I'm going to have to clean up just so I can work tomorrow. Well, Jamie, she was having a hoot of a time. Lisa, oh, when Lisa thought the owl was upside down, my heart sank for her. Oh,
You're so sweet. Thank you. My heart sank too.
Yeah. Okay, so other than some little bits of jewelry on the top. Okay, come on. Get on there. Come on. What's wrong with you? Okay, there we go. It's got an attitude, something fierce. There we go.
Fierce.
Yeah. These are done. So I can put all the stuff away because I'm going to make the little angel, and then I think it'll need more than one little piece of jewelry, but I'm going to tie something. Either that or I'm going to put a bulb pin. I might put a bulb pin on there and put the things on the bulb pin so that it moves better rather than tying it to the thing. That just because, you know how that goes, just because. So the wax is working really well, guys, just FYI. So I'm just kind of picking up a little bit so that I don't have to do it all in the morning. But that means I kind of almost finished 2 projects. My cookbook journal needs the spoon put on it, so I can put all the stuff away from the cookbook journal except putting the spoon on it, and I can put all the stuff away from these except what I want to make the jewelry out of. Okay, what? Oh yes, Jamie's journal with lights is really cool. It came out just amazing, if you ask me. I thought it was a really cool journal. So, okay, I think we will put these pieces. We're going to make hole protectors out of those pieces. Because, you know, you can.
Because you can.
Well,
Why not?
and yeah, well, and that will use them up. Maybe this piece too, since it's little. I'll just make hole protectors out of those. Okay. I'll put. Will this fit in my drawer? I don't know if this will fit in my drawer. Yep. Okay, so I'm just picking up, guys, just a little bit, just to. You know, we have 2 minutes left, so. Well, we did 24 hours, Lisa.
Yeah, we did.
It was way easier than the last time.
I don't know if you heard me. I don't think you did. I think you were off doing something when I told everybody. But Hannah said she thought that it would be a good idea for us to do 13 hours next time and take a couple of either one 1 hour intermission or a couple of 30-minute intermissions.
That might be a good idea to take a walk.
Yeah, walk around, go get something to eat, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that might be a very good idea. So, especially if we're not going to do 2 days.
Right.
You know, we're not going to do 2 days, so why not take a little bit more time off in the middle? And okay, well, that's okay. We just need to plan what dates will work, and maybe pick a couple of them so that we can, you know, like 3 weeks down the road, pick one, and maybe, you know, a while after that, pick another one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I would really like to get this stuff off my agendas.
Me too. Thank you, Linda.
Yes.
Teresa says it's a great idea.
Yeah, it works to get stuff done. That's the thing. Because once you get it out here, if I stop and clean it up to do something else or do, you know, my live stream or whatever, then it's out of the way. Anyways, it is 8 o'clock and I am going to say bye because I get to go and see what I have to do about this stupid package.
Right.
Have you ever had one not show up, Lisa?
I have had, and
okay.
A couple of times it showed up later. The person realized that they took it to the wrong place, or the person where they took it to the wrong place brought it to our place because it had my address on it. And the other time I fought with Amazon over it for a long time before they finally agreed to send me another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of, is that, and they had other stuff in the package, so it was close to $100 package.
Oh goodness, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when Darren installed a motion activated camera on our front porch.
Right.
So you could bring back a timestamp and say, here it is, and nothing came.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, guys,
see who did it if somebody did come get it.
Right. Guys, I love you all and I'll see you soon, okay? And
bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.